Welcome back to Close It Now. Sam Wakefield here. I am super excited to introduce my guest today. This is a gentleman I was introduced to not that long ago, but we sat down for lunch. We chopped it up over a meal. And when you break bread with somebody, you really get to know them and you really get to know their heart in a lot of ways. And we instantly connected on a different level. And I love his mission. I love what the focus is. And you're going to hear about that today. And you're going to get a peek inside of truly what drives this gentleman. And so I'm happy to introduce our guest today. This is JD De La Rosa. He is CEO and founder of Roofio. If you have heard of that company, if you haven't, check them out. But what we are talking about today, he is also founder and one of the executive directors for Services Summit. So that is, there's an event coming up that we were going to talk about. But before we get into that, man, let's back up slightly. Who in the world is JD De La Rosa?
Yeah, so that's a loaded question. But first off, Sam, thanks for having me. I appreciate this time that we're gonna talk life, chop it up, talk about the event. So I appreciate you having me on your podcast.
100%.
Um, so who's JD? All right. Well, I originally started my my career in the call center. I worked for MCI WorldCom. I did that for all through college, cold calling. MCI WorldCom was the Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan commercials, if you remember back in the day.
Ooh,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
Unlimited long distance, the neighborhood program. Anyways, I was slinging that all through college, so I learned how to hop on the phones and talk to people. From there, graduated Texas State, got into door-to-door sales.
Hmm.
Uh, and worked door-to-door sales for over 10 years in the security industry. Ran a offices starting off, and then ultimately partnered up and did a company called Vault Security out of DFW. After that venture, I sold it off to my partner for a good little seven-figure exit, and then jumped right into solar. I saw what was happening, and this was like 2017. So I started in security about 2005, 2006. Started off with First Line. So anybody that knows that security company back in the day, that dates me on how old I am. So jumped into solar. I started with a company called Zoe Solar here in Texas, and I wanted to transition from sales to learning business operations. So I jumped in as the COO, learned everything as far as processing accounts, material, installation, scheduling, customer service, basically everything outside of sales. I dialed that in. That partnership didn't work out, but I learned a lot. I learned everything that I needed to know to start Roofio. And Roofio started as a solar company. It's roof, and then the IO is the power symbol, right? So it's roof power is where the name came from. But we say Roofio. That started around 2017, and we've been at it since. We started in the roofing industry just because of the name.
Hmm.
People are like, "Hey, do you guys do roofs?" We're like, "No." "You do roofs?" "No." "You do roofs?" "Okay, we do roofs now."
The importance of correct branding, right?
All right, so it forced us to actually hop in and do roofing. Started that probably in the early 2000s, 2001. Started getting that process down. But that's me. I'm also have a wife and two beautiful girls, and I love them, and they're my life. Um, yeah, that's my life.
I love it, man. And I know we're going to hear about that a little bit more here in just a bit. But let's go into and thanks for that intro. That's really really powerful. Let's go into a little bit about Services Summit. So for everybody that doesn't know, Services Summit is an event, and it is coming up soon. We'll talk about some dates and stuff here in a minute. But what was your vision for founding this? I know when we talked at lunch, it was, we talked a little bit about how things were super scattered. And tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So, um, not a lot of people. Well, people do know. My daughter, when she was 2 years old, she had a pool ball sized tumor in her brain.
Hmm.
And it was called a pilocytic astrocytoma, and it was a cancerous tumor. And we were just kind of devastated as a family hearing that news. And we didn't really have direction or counsel on what to do. Luckily enough, we got some great information. We went to the correct hospital, and we were able to resect 98% of the tumor. And it was it saved her life. She was able to do chemo for the remaining residual of the 2% that was on. It was literally on her brainstem, and she did chemo for 2 years, and she beat it.
Hmm.
You know,
So good to hear.
she beat the odds, right? Yeah, going into it, you know, everybody was, you know, the stats didn't look favorable. They were, you know, we were up against a lot.
Hmm.
Um, but one of the biggest driving forces of Services Summit is, you know, when I was going through that, you see the inner working of a children's hospital. You see the families that are dealing, and sorry, I get emotional, but you see what they're dealing with, and it's not what they deserve. It's not what they should have to deal with. And you know, I told myself, you know, we're gonna make this, we're gonna make it through this, and once we do, I'm gonna do everything in my power to give back and make sure that you know we help the families that are going through this, make it easier or give them options or anything that we can do. So we teamed up with ACCO, which is the American Children Cancer Organization. All net proceeds are going to them for this event, and really that is what sparked the event.
Okay.
Um, my business side of things was like, all right, well, how do we generate money, right? How do we get people to sponsor and really help serve? That's what the Services Summit is about, is serving your community, serving others, and really bringing um, your expertise in your field and being able to help serve the event. So a lot of the speakers, a lot of the sponsors, a lot of the people that are attending are offering their services to help promote and give back and really help the community. So in general, services like home services. I mean, we have everything from food and beverage to hospitality to legal, you name it. Anybody that has a services within their businesses, they're bringing it and really helping, um, you know, promote, collaborate. There's a lot of handshakes that are being made at this event. There's a lot of handshakes that were made at last event last year for Services Summit. So it's allowing business owners to uh, give back. A lot of business owners want to give back, right? They want to be able to help the community and help, you know, without just sending money out. They want to be a feel like a part of it, right? So
Sure. It's
um,
community.
yeah, and this really helps those business owners, you know, have a an outlet to be a part of something to serve their community and help you know less fortunate and really actually help the community grow as well.
Hmm.
Because you know you're teaching the young minds. It's here in downtown Austin. You know, entrepreneurial school at Texas University is invited to the event as well. So it's allowing a lot of collaboration, a lot of networking, a lot of good minds coming to the table and ultimately giving back for to a good cause. So that's Services Summit in a
I
nutshell.
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, it speaks to me so much. You know, this message resonates very deeply with Close It Now and with the mission of my company is to raise the standards of our industry. We talk about being someone worth buying from. That means also being a person of character, being a person of contribution, being a person that truly cares at the highest level. And a lot of what we do is, yes, let's get bigger sales numbers, but why? What's behind that? So who cares? Bigger sales numbers are just vanity numbers if we're not actually doing something with it. Something I've said for a long time is the best way to help people in need is the best way to help the poor is not be one, because we can give back in such a grander scale. And I love the entrepreneurs because we have a vehicle now, we have the means. Now, what do we do with it? And so,
Mhm.
Services Summit really gives an avenue to be able to contribute in a way that is very different. I love the heart of that, man. Let's talk a little bit about the event itself, because I know there's a lot. I've seen a just incredible speaker list of speakers coming up. In fact, one of the speakers that's going to be there, Peter Roth, he's been on the show a couple times, in fact,
Yeah.
and
Peter's a great guy.
great guy. In fact, that's how we connected originally. He introduced us, but tell us a little bit more about the as far as the content and who the event is for. Maybe give us a sneak peek of some of the speakers. I know you've got a really big name coming in as well, several big names now, and
Yeah.
it's an enormous name. And then
Yeah.
also we've got some other big names. And so
Yeah.
talk about that and talk about what the actual content is going to be like.
Yeah. So I'll kind of put the bigger names out first, but I don't want to dwarf some of the up and coming
Mhm.
names too, because there's so many great things that are
100%.
um coming with this event. Coach Michael Burt's going to be on the 4th.
Mhm.
Uh, Brian Tracy is going to be opening up virtually for us, which is amazing.
I melted
Um,
the second I heard that announcement. He's like the classic, like one of my
he's the
big-time mentors.
godfather of sales. Like it doesn't get any better than that. Being able to collaborate with him,
Mhm.
he's an amazing guy. I've been able to meet him personally and have a great conversation with him.
No
So
doubt.
that's going to be amazing. We got Brad Lee. He's going to be closing on the 5th.
Okay. Dropping
Um,
bombs, I'm sure.
Dropping Bombs podcast. A lot of great content. I was able to meet him a couple weeks ago when I was in Vegas. Stopped by his offices. Great guy, great combo. Um, and then everybody in between. I mean, like you said, Peter Roth. I mean, there's so many. And I apologize, guys, on not naming you.
I saw,
I
Lance
know
Bachman, he's gonna be there.
he's gonna be there. We have I'm sure you heard of the Kill Tony comedy show on Netflix. One of the comedians from that show is gonna be on there. There's gonna be just so many people from the Austin, Central Texas, and even across the country coming to this event to offer their insight, their services. So
But
um, yeah, it's good times.
that sounds like such a really robust mix of between all the different speakers, the actual content that they're going to present as well.
Yeah,
So sounds
very
like
diverse.
yeah. So who would this event be helpful to?
So this event is really, I would say it's for everybody.
Hmm.
It's not dialed into any specific like a sales org or operations. Like you're
Hmm.
going to get a lot of everything
Yeah.
from it. So if you're if you're in sales, great, you're going to find a speaker there. If you're in uh, comedy, right? I mean, it really doesn't matter. It's so
Hmm.
diverse that, you the first day you're gonna hear, so many different things coming at you that you might resonate with something, right? And a lot of times, I think for business owners and C-suite execs, they need to get out and see something outside of their industry,
Yes.
right? Like, who would go to uh, who would go to a plumber's convention if they're in roofing?
Hmm.
Right? And vice versa. Who would go to a catering event when they're in legal and supplements? Like you don't do that, right?
Hmm.
But when you go to this event and you hear what other C-suite execs are doing or their organizations are doing, you're able to like take those pieces that are benefiting from them and you can add it to your organization, right? So it's that mix of uh, different different businesses and being able to really connect with what they're offering and what they're doing and take it to your own business. So I would say if you're a college student and you want to see everything that's out there, or you're a C-suite exec and you need to take some little specific details of who's doing it big in their industry and say, oh, you know what, that would work in my business. I never thought of that. Bam.
100%. Oh, I love this. When we had lunch together, this is one of the main things that I thought about that we're really talking about is, you know, we get so siloed in our own industries. And especially if we're in the day to day, the grind, and we have such a hard time with those blinders seeing outside of that. But every single time I step outside of my specific industries that I work in, I learn something incredible that nobody in our own industry is doing, and to be immediately be able to implement it and see traction and see growth, and more importantly, to be different than everybody else. This differentiation is huge. And so I love this. And the other piece I love about it is the power of coming together and sitting at the same table. And just being able to network and to truly figure out who's successful, and to help. It's both learning and teaching at the same time. And so it's a
Hmm.
very, very healthy type of a relationship when people come together like this.
It is, and it's going to be a great time as well. We have for the inner circle tickets, there's still a few available. I definitely hop on servicessummit.com, and if you want to be a part of that, we have Maroon Five.
What's the perk with the inner circle tickets?
Yeah, so the biggest one is going to be Maroon Five concert the night of the 4th.
Hmm.
So we have kind of like a reserve box seat, floor seat, like for that concert. It's going to be amazing. So Maroon Five on the 4th, and then we have a facility here because we're literally like a block from Sixth Street,
Hmm.
and it's the live music capital of the world here in Austin. They have a comedy venue here that we're going to do some cigar rolling with Brad Lee. We're going to have some of the comedians there. You're just going to be able to come and shake hands and really pick brains, right? Like figure out what the successful people are doing, and get the variety of how they're doing it, and have a fun time. That's what it's about.
Yeah, no doubt.
Um, so that's those are the inner circle. Of course, you get everything that the VIP gets, the lunches, everything. But the inner circle tickets are the what's really gonna um, set you apart and be personal with a lot of the speakers,
Yeah.
and really get to know them.
Oh, I love this. This is so great. So the event is November 4th and 5th, correct?
Yes, sir.
It is at the actually I love where you're hosting it.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
it's
at
right
the
right
Capitol
here.
Factory.
Yep, right here at the Capitol Factory, downtown Austin, Omni.
Hmm.
So that's where the event's going to be.
Yeah, I love it. Actually spoke at an event there a couple years ago, and it's one of my favorite locations in all of Austin,
Yeah.
for events, for just it's just such a great atmosphere for growth, and you can't help but have your entrepreneurial spirit grown just by stepping into the building the way it's built and set up. And yeah, so it's going to be awesome. So for everybody that wants to, for all of you, I invite every single one of you that are listening, get your butts to Services Summit. So where can, actually, I'll let you give the details. Where can they grab tickets for this?
Yeah, just go to servicessummit.com. Easy as that. Services is plural, and then summit.com.
Got it. So I'm going to spell it out for everybody. ServiceSummit.com. Make sure you got both two S's in the middle there. The first time I went to the website, I left that off, and it did not take me to where I wanted to go. So
Well, I don't
make
even
sure to
know
get
what the
both
other
of them in
one
there.
is, but hopefully it's you rated. I don't know.
No, I think it was just an empty website, but I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
Where's the tickets?"
Yeah, servicessummit.com, plural,
Servicessummit.com.
services.
Man, I love this. I love this. This is it's such it instantly became my I haven't even been to it. So this is the second one that you've done as
This
well.
is second annual. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we see it as growing. We'll probably grow out of this venue this year
Hmm.
with the support that we have and the great people that are backing it. We're excited. It's something that I've uh, I've seen that it just makes my heart warm that this is coming to fruition, and it's going to help so many people.
I love it. Do you have a number around how much was you were able to donate from last year's event?
I believe last year it was close to like 5 to 10,000. Wasn't too much. This year we're looking to have somewhere around the 250,000 in revenue for the event.
Love it.
Services summit is designed to help build and grow as like a business. So obviously there's expenses for it, but once those expenses are taken, net proceeds are going to ACCO. So being able to have business owners donate their services, their speaking time, things like that, and obviously tickets and everything that comes along with it, definitely helps keep our expenses low, so we can give back to ACCO. So
Love it.
that's just my business brain, coming in and
100%.
figuring out a way. How can we give as much as we can back
Yeah.
to ACCO? And this is what we came up with, and it's working.
I
And
think it's
and
great. I've seen a lot of
yeah,
events like this that are donation, focused for a cause. The problem is they start with that's the only thing in mind, which is awesome. It's great. However, if you don't cover the expenses, those they tend to fail because nobody's running it in a way where it can sustain itself and continue to go and continue to grow. And so I love that
correct.
you're marrying the two things together to create something that's obvious. Clearly, we're looking at potentially even multiplying the amount of donations strictly by the growth of it, and will only continue. Is there a goal for this year's donation levels?
Well, like I said, we're looking close to 250,000.
Mhm.
That's our goal.
Yeah,
Um, I fully feel that the day of the event, once we're gonna have raffles, we're gonna have all kinds of things throughout the day to help. But I feel that we get to that, it's really gonna help push that number. So
love it, love it. I have an idea for something I'd like to donate to put into the raffle as well,
yeah,
which we will talk about offline. So for everybody that goes, you have to go to the event to find out what I'm donating
nice.
for the raffle. But man, thanks for being on today. This has been awesome, and I'm super excited. So everybody, get to this event. It is going to be. It is the start of we're year two. It's the start of something great. I say we. I feel like I'm part of this already, and I just everything we can do to help support and grow. Let us know here at Close It Now, and we'll continue to spread the word about this because I believe in this mission. I believe in this in what you're doing, both to bring all of services together, and also, of course, for such a great cause. And so, how old is your daughter now?
She just turned 8.
Just turned 8. Yeah. Oh, so
Yeah,
cool. Yeah,
yeah.
love it.
So she's loving life. She loves her older sister.
Mhm.
She's a miracle.
Yeah, beautiful, man. Oh, so cool. Well, thanks for being on, man. But so one thing this podcast is known for, and of course, this is a special edition. I'm going to drop it in between, the regularly scheduled programming. So we're a little bit less on the actual just training and stuff on this episode, which is perfectly fine. But what would you say, because you've been through several different companies now, you've started, you've grown, you've exited, you're in another company that's grown like crazy and super successful. Um, what would you tell somebody that is in their growth phase, somebody that's starting their company? What's a couple pieces of advice you would give to them to as a sampling of things that they're going to learn at Services Summit?
Yeah. I mean, there's so much I could tell an entrepreneur that's just starting their business is fail fast and fail hard, right? Like if you feel in your gut it's right, do it, right? If you want to invest into yourself. You don't need to invest into somebody else's company to build your company, right? I mean, obviously, like when you get to that point when you need to take like capital stuff like that. But what I'm saying is like invest in yourself, whether it be a mentor in the space that you're in to help you build and grow. Research and development is that's what it's all about. When you hear that is developing yourself and really getting that mindset and not giving up. That's that's a key factor. Is like you win by not giving up.
Mhm.
You only fail by giving up, right?
Right.
So even if you're in debt upside down, I've been there in business. As long as you don't give up and you keep moving forward, you will win,
Mhm.
and you've already won.
I love this. That is super, super, super powerful. And so thank you for that. And again, everybody, that is just a taste of what you're going to learn at Services Summit. Nowhere else can you go other than events to get in the same room with so many titans in an industry, or lots of industries coming together that have massive value. They've built great things, have built huge organizations, and they're there to pour back into everybody that attends. That way, it's a win 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 all around. We're doing something massive for the cause, massive for cancer research. We're doing something massive for everyone who attends, as far as the contractors, which are going to learn and grow and build community here. There's
Yeah.
too many people think there's competition, but there's not. There's
No,
so
no,
many
there's
millions of homes that we can help, millions of people that we can help. It can multiply us, and there's still not enough of us to help all the homeowners out there.
That's right. And to bring it full circle, another answer to what I would tell entrepreneurs is, when you help serve others or you do any type of service for others and you help somebody get to where they're going to get to, it actually helps you tenfold whether you realize it or not. If you're able to serve and give back and really do those things wholeheartedly, um, it comes back and kisses you on the forehead, and you won't even realize it, but it does.
Mhm,
So for entrepreneurs that, if someone is there and they need help, or they have a question, and you know the answers, like, don't hoard it,
mhm.
help them get to where they're going to get to, and I guarantee it'll come around full circle for you.
Love it. Could not have wrapped this episode up any better. Well, I appreciate you being on, man. We're looking forward to November 4th and 5th for seeing you in person at Services Summit. And everybody, make sure to go grab your tickets now, especially those VIP spots. Get FaceTime with the speakers, get to hang out at a Maroon 5 concert. So all of that's going on. And those slots are going fast. They will sell out. So make sure
The
you
inner circle
grab
ticket.
the inner circle
Yep.
ticket. Yep. Make sure
Yep.
to invest when JD says invest in yourself, this is part of it. Invest
Yeah.
in there's power in proximity. So if you can have a face-to-face conversation, it might be one conversation you have where you take your gold nugget, so your $1 million idea, back to your own business. And so
Hmm.
servicessummit.com, November 4th and 5th. And thanks for being on, man. Until we see you in person, man. Yeah, I appreciate
All right.
stopping by.
I'll see you soon, Sam.
Thanks, man.